Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host Larry, and today I'm going to talk to you about some advanced breeding inside of Palworld 1.0. More specifically, Larry, what is that funny colored egg over there? I haven't seen that before. So whenever you breed pals together inside of the game, there is a chance for them to produce a mutated egg. And if you pop this bad boy open, there's actually a type of cake called the Extravagant Vegetable Cake that you unlock as a piece of technology at level 60 that increases the likelihood that the egg will be a mutation by, I think, like a couple percentage points. So it just makes it so that it's possible for the egg to be mutated. Now, when you get a mutated egg, it generally isn't whatever pal that is normally produced by breeding, in this case, a Nightmare and an Eidrolon together, normally produces a Mycora, which is a cute little mushroom pal that looks like Nightmare but with a mushroom cap on. When you do breed these two together, they have a chance when the egg is mutated for it to produce a Sylvagus, a Dupin, a Univolcrist, or a Rouge. And it has about a 50% chance to produce the Univolcrist, 33% chance to produce a Rouge, a 10% chance for a Sylvagus, and a 6 to 7% chance to produce a Dupin. So there's kind of like a set pool. There's semi-random, but there's a set pool of the different creatures that it could mutate into. And generally, when you do have one of these mutations, this Eidrolon here that you see that we're breeding with was originally a mutation themselves. And that Eidrolon has a bunch of different skills themselves: Immortal, Idiosyncratic, Legend, and Serenity. So they were a product of a random mutation to begin with, and they ended up with a bunch of really great skills. Now, there's no guarantee you're going to get all great legendary skills that are all like blue and fancy for passive skills, but there is a good chance you'll get at least one. The other thing I wanted to mention is what gets inherited by the offspring when they get crossbred, because obviously these two have some pretty cool passive skills and some pretty nice stats. So one of the things that gets inherited is the passive skills. The inheritance rate is just where you get a mix and match from both of the parents. It just randomly pulls from both of them. So sometimes you'll get all great skills, sometimes you'll get all of the crappy skills. It just kind of depends. The other thing that the individual pals will tend to inherit is the stats over here, which are the IVs. Their individual attack stats, their defensive stats, and their work speed stats. Those are like their IV stat block. And they will also, I guess from what I'm reading online, although I haven't really seen this myself, because we typically only breed like unbuffed pals in my game. They will also potentially inherit the stat boost gained from the pal souls. Okay, so for the sake of argument, I am going to crossbreed my Eidrolon with a Suzaku, which should produce an Eidrolon Ignis. And I'm going to load up, I'm just going to do this for the sake of argument, I'm going to load it up with some Extravagant Vegetable Cake. But if you're just starting out breeding at home and you're not quite there, you can also just make a regular cake. And if you're not sure where to unlock the cake because you don't see it inside of any of these menus, the regular cake unlocks whenever you get access to the first, like, more advanced cooking fire. And that is at level 17. Once you unlock the cooking pot, you should be able to unlock making the regular cake, and then at level 19, you unlock the breeding farm. And almost immediately, there's like a 1% chance that you'll get a mutated egg no matter what you do. It's just that the better breeding cake, the Extravagant Vegetable Cake, will just increase the likelihood. And now with that, you just kind of have to go AFK for a little bit and let them do their thing. So they will start to spit out eggs, and it takes about 5 minutes per egg in order to get them to produce anything. Eventually, if you're lucky, you'll see an egg like this one right here, this mutated egg, and we're going to go ahead and grab this one that we have for an example, and we are going to hatch it and see what we get. These are like a legendary egg, and these will take, if you have a better hatching device, we've got some electric incubators, and those are unlocked very late in the game. by the grand scheme of things. These are unlocked at level 58, the large-scale electric egg incubators, but you can also unlock some slightly more advanced ancient incubators, which we have over here in the basement. These ones are like all technologically advanced, and if I look that one up, these are the electric incubators, just the regular variety, and these ones are unlocked at level 36. So if you don't want to wait till all the way to level 58 to get a better incubator, this one may be the answer for you, the electric incubator, which are way better than just the regular variety. And you can also unlock at 48 the large incubator that does 3 at once. Actually, not sure how many at once, because these incubators will do something like, 10 at once. So yeah, these ones will definitely do some large-scale incubation. While we're waiting for the other egg to hatch, I was also going to point out that there is a difference in egg sizes. The smaller eggs are just going to put out a normal pal, whereas the larger eggs are going to produce an alpha pal. And you can increase the likelihood that there'll be an alpha pal if you make sure that you're crossbreeding 2 alpha versions of a pal. So same thing, it's like regular breeding of animals. If you want a certain trait to appear, you're going to want to make sure that both of the parents have that trait, or else it might end up not being what you get in the offspring. Over here, because this Eidrolon is an alpha and is extra large, they've already produced 1 dragon egg in the course of 5 minutes that is large. So I can grab that and take it over here, and this should produce an Eidrolon Ignis because it's not actually mutated. Now, when it comes to producing the larger extravagant vegetable cakes, there is a couple of hurdles to making that. The first one is you need to first unlock the extravagant vegetable cake at level 60, and then you need to make one of these larger ovens. And the larger oven is unlocked at level 49, so you should already have the ability to produce a large-scale stone oven, which is the one that we use to produce the extravagant vegetable cakes. And those ones are actually pretty affordable to build. They only require cement, some charcoal, high-quality wooden boards, and cryogenic coolant, and then they allow a couple of pals to participate in cooking at the same time, because there's multiple inlets that they can access to help speed up the cooking process. Okay, so this egg's just about done hatching. The nice thing about these electric incubators is they keep conditions perfect for the hatching, so they hatch as quickly as possible. Now let's see what we get from this huge mutated egg. We got we got a Rouge. So we got a mutated Rouge out of that, which is the one that had a 33% chance to appear. Okay, so let's take a look at what this Rouge has for stats. So this mutated Rouge ended up with immortality and remarkable craftsmanship, which boosts their work speed by 75%. So they have like a 147 work speed. They got fit as a fiddle and also serenity. So that's actually a pretty good combination. And now we could then turn around and use this Rouge in order to breed yet more pals. And thankfully, so you can see up here, they ended up with a couple of extra star levels. So that shows you that they can also inherit some of that. And this one's also an alpha pal, so they're extra large. So from here, we could just use them back into the same breeding pen with one of their parents. Because as weird as that might sound, there's not really a problem with incest in this game that you have to worry about. So you can just keep breeding with the ones that you have over and over and over again until you get an army of overly elite pals. And then, yeah, that's basically how the more advanced breeding goes in order to get a collection of other different types of pals. And if you're looking for a specific kind of pal that's super duper powerful, this is the way that you end up needing to go about it in order to have both regular pals and some that are super strong for you to condense into them. I know the strength of the pal that you're using as a sacrifice in the condenser doesn't matter as much, but, you have them on hand being mass-produced in order to buff up your other pals. So that'd be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a look at how to get mutated eggs and more advanced stuff inside of Palworld. For breeding, I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody, and have a good one.